Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Emily Jonas. Emily and several people posted this story on my Facebook page, and it's coming out of Wisconsin. It's about two girls. They're 12 years old. One is named Morgan Geyser and the other is Anissa Wire. And basically these two girls stabbed another 12-year-old girl who was supposedly their friend. They literally stabbed this girl almost to death because of a character online called Slender Man. They were trying to sacrifice her to Slender Man and then go live in his mansion. This whole story is just incredibly disturbing. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news clip, and then I will come back with the rest of my comments.
Party stabbing in Waukesha. Prosecutors say these 12-year-olds stabbed another girl 19 times after a sleepover. The details of the story are graphic, disturbing, and hard to believe.
Two young girls tried to kill their friend because of something they read on the internet.
We have team coverage from Waukesha tonight. Jermont Terry starts us off from the courthouse.
With her head hung and long blonde hair nearly covering her face, 12-year-old Morgan Geyser appears in court. Geyser and her friend, now co-defendant, 12-year-old Anissa Wire, aren't even teenagers, but they are charged as adults for attempted murder.
I recognize the young age, but it's still unbelievable, I guess, if you want to put it that way, what's outlined in the criminal complaint.
The complaint is disturbing. It details how Geyser and Wire became obsessed with horror and death websites and plotted for months to kill their so-called friend.
Both suspects had a fascination with a fictitious character that often posted to a website that is a collection of small stories about death and horror.
After the three woke up Saturday from a sleepover at Wire's house, the pair are accused of acting out the plan. According to this criminal complaint, the girls grabbed a kitchen knife and led their friends to this woods. They had second doubts, but that didn't stop them from going through with the unthinkable act.
Once there, one suspect held the victim down, while the other suspect stabbed her 19 times.
Those wounds pierced the heart, pancreas, and stomach. Doctors said the girl came within 1 millimeter away from certain death. The girl crawled out of the woods and caught the attention of a man riding his bike. He said he heard the cries, and the girl said, "Help, I've been stabbed." The timing was perfect because he stayed with her until help arrived. Geyser's father was crying as he left court. Their attorney did offer an apology.
Morgan's parents are very sad about what has happened. They're horrified, and our condolences to everyone.
But Wire's father wouldn't even comment.
Are you just shocked as well by everyone else?
We have no comments at this time.
Were there any signs that parents saw that they were disturbed?
That's a very good question, and that is being looked into. I don't have that information.
Both Geyser and Wire remain in jail on a $500,000 cash bond each. The little girl remains in the hospital in stable condition. Reporting in Waukesha, Jermont Terry, today's TMJ4.
Okay, so you guys just watched the news clip, and like I said, this story is very disturbing. For those of you guys who don't know who Slender Man is or who haven't heard of him, he's like this really creepy internet meme. These young girls, for whatever reason, thought this was real. All they had to do was really go on creepypasta and really do the research. They wouldn't know that it's an urban legend and that it's made up. You know, a lot of folks are blaming creepypasta. A lot of folks are blaming the internet. Everybody is putting the blame where it shouldn't be, as opposed to these two young girls. You know, this whole situation is just really sad, and I think what's even more disturbing is that these girls planned this for months. They pretended to be this girl's friend for months. They figured out that she would be the perfect victim, and they had no qualms about stabbing this young girl 19 times. And if it wasn't for her crawling out those woods and running into that bicyclist, that young girl would very well be dead. It's so easy to blame the internet, and it's so easy to go onto creepypasta and blame them. And it's sad because creepypasta had to come out with a rebuttal to people who were attacking them and letting them know that it's not their fault. They run a website and it's not their job to watch other people's children. My thing is this: there have always been psychopaths out here. There were crazy people out here before the internet. You know, what happened to the people in the 60s who were out here killing people and you know, being on some sadistic shit? I get so tired of us deflecting as a nation. We're so quick to say mental illness. We're so quick to say low self-esteem. We're so quick to blame the internet. How about blaming the individual people? Now, I understand that these girls were young, but these girls are also old enough to know the difference between right and wrong. These girls also premeditated this. These girls also planned this. You know, I find this very, very disturbing. A lot of folks are also blaming the parents. I think the parents should have been more aware of what the girls were doing online, but things are going to fall through the cracks. And at what point in time are we going to start blaming children when there's clearly evidence that they plotted and they planned this? You know, I think as parents, the only thing we can do is talk to our kids and continue to let them know the difference between fiction and reality. You know, for these girls to go read up on this character, to think that it was real, and for them to think that it was okay to sacrifice a friend to Slender Man. And because Slender Man lives in Wisconsin, they were going to somehow trek through the woods and then show up at his mansion and show Slender Man that they sacrificed somebody to him. I mean, the whole story is just sick and disturbing. And it just goes to show you how warped some of these kids' minds are from being on the internet 24/7. I saw some of these kids online are really starting to not know the difference between the real world and the online world, and I think the lines are really starting to get blurred, and that's the scary part to me. Media and everybody else loves to blame video games and love to blame the internet. They love to blame entertainment, but like I said, at the end of the day, there have always been child psychopaths. There have always been crazy people out here long before the invention of the internet, long before the invention of Slender Man. If it wasn't Slender Man, it would have been something else. Both these damn girls are a few eggs short of a dozen. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. How do you feel about this story in general? And then how do you feel about the news media and people online trying to blame creepypasta and trying to blame the internet as opposed to looking at these two girls with the side eye? Anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. All right. Deuces.